the first thing that I wish I knew before I started lifting is that food is the way to grow. What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We've got day number 33 for you. I took a little bit of a tiny hiatus, if that makes sense. My golfer's elbow came back, so, you know, obviously I didn't want to, I don't know. My golfer's elbow came back, and two, I kind of just wanted to work out and, you know, be in my own space, be in my own head, and not have to worry about a camera and angles and this and that and the other. And, you know, here's the thing. So for the past 2 years, I've been filming myself in the gym. I do all my own filming, I do all my own editing, I do all my own setting up, everything. So for the past 2 years, it's always been, oh, I get in the gym, I set up my camera. That's the first thing I think of. So I kind of just wanted to just have 2 workouts where I was just, you know, just me in my head and getting the work done, you know. Obviously, I get my work done, I get the shit done, but it's like, sometimes you want to just be alone in your space and not have to worry about stuff like that. So I took Monday and Tuesday just to me, to myself, and, you know, some shit happened to where, obviously, if you can see, I'm in a different vehicle right now. My truck just, you know, decided to smoke up in the middle of the highway, and I had to pull over to the side of the highway, and she wouldn't start. She wouldn't start back up, and I had to get her towed to the shop. Pretty shitty week so far. You know, today's video is probably going to be a little bit different because I'll show you a little bit of my workouts. I'll do my shoulder and arm routine, a little bit of that, but it's only going to be a little tiny part of that I'm going to show you today, because I'm really going to talk about today is going to be based on the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started lifting. So I'm going to finish that part of the video in the posing room, and we're going to talk about the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started. And yeah, because when I started lifting, you know, in all the years I've been lifting, I haven't had somebody come and tell me like what I should start, what I should be doing, this and that. I learned everything myself. Everything is self-taught to me, and I did my own bodybuilding competition by myself. I coached myself through nutrition, posing, everything. I've done everything myself, and I wanted to make that a staple of what I do on YouTube, because, you know, you don't need anybody. You don't need anybody to do this, and that's why I love bodybuilding so much, is because there's nobody to blame but you. There's absolutely nobody else to blame when you lose but you. Basketball was a sport that I played the whole time, a lot of my life, and, you know, one thing I hated about it was when I lost the game, there was always an excuse that I would make. Oh, if this guy didn't play well, well, this guy dropped a pass, or well, this guy didn't make points. But this is the one sport that I found that I was good at, really good at, and there was no excuses that I could make to blame it on anybody else but me. So you have to show up every day. You have to put in the work every day. It's not on anybody else to do it but you. Nobody else is going to eat the food for you. Nobody else is going to do the workouts for you, lift the weights for you. You have to do it for you. So we're going to get inside. I'll show you a little bit of shoulders, a little bit of arms, and then after that, I'm probably just going to go straight to the posing room and talk about 5 things that I wish I knew before I started lifting. See you guys in there.
Damn it, Griffith, you aren't ever going to change, are you?
I will never change, not ever. Why are most men so preoccupied by bloodshed? It's true that men possess a side that is rather savage, as you have already observed, but its purpose is to win things that are precious, as well as protect them. You could say it's like a double-edged sword. Love and honor are both important things. They are the things a knight is willing to die for. It's the reason they take up arms.
Griffith! Griffith! It's Griffith. Griffith! 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 Griffith!
However, for a man, I believe there is something that goes beyond that. Something even more precious. They're driven to pursue it. So driven, they do it entirely for their own sake. It's their dream.
That is the sentence of God. But if your dream still lives, if that castle still gleams just as brightly in your eyes, then it is your obligation. Now stand and face your future.
Let's get concluded on day number 33. Yeah, like I said at the end of the video, I was going to talk about the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started lifting. I have 5 talking points here. Let's just get straight into that. We're not going to do any posing or anything like that today. I'm just going to do these talking points. So the first thing that I wish I knew before I started lifting is that food is the way to grow. You know, when you walk into the gym at first, especially when I was younger, I thought, oh, I go into the gym, I lift weights, I grow. That's not how it works, and I just want you guys to understand that before you step foot into the gym and think that you're gonna lift the weights and you're gonna grow. Food is your best friend. I just want you to understand that right now, and one thing that you need to understand, when you go into the gym and you're lifting weights, the thing that is happening in the gym, you are tearing your muscle fibers apart. And when that happens, you go home, you eat that post-workout meal, you build them back bigger, better, and stronger. That is how the gym works. It is not you go to the gym, you build muscle. It is not like that. Unfortunately, it's not. You're actually going into the gym to do the opposite of what you think you are doing, which is breaking those muscle fibers apart, tearing the muscle fibers apart, and then going back home, and then through the food that you eat, building them back bigger, better, and stronger. So that's talking point number 1. I really, really, really wish I knew that before I started lifting, and I also wish that I had somebody like telling me what to do just like this, because you know, when you're doing it like I was and you have no idea what you're doing, you kind of just go in there, do whatever workouts, blah, 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 and you know, you're not going to see any progress. And I didn't see a lot of progress for a long, long time because I had no idea what I was doing. Another thing, this is point number 2. Point number 2 that I wish I knew before I started lifting is that rest days are vital for growth. You know, when I first started, I was like, oh, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go 6-7 days a week and I'm going to get in work every single day. Your body needs time to rest, to recuperate, so you can go back into the gym and hit that weight again and hit it good. So, you know, if you think that you're doing 7 days a week and you're better than other people, you are actually doing yourself a disservice by going 7 days a week. And I hate to say that because, you know, I love putting in the fucking work here, but, you know, rest days are absolutely vital for growth. And, you know, it's a scientific thing. That's not me just telling you that out of experience. That's me telling you that out of research that I've done through scientific studies. So, you know, rest days, I say 1 to 2. I do 2 rest days a week, obviously because Sunday is a day for the Lord. I don't work on Sundays. That is His day, not mine. So I give that to Him. And then I get another rest day in on Friday. Sometimes not, but 1 to 2 rest days is always, always, always needed. So don't do a 7-day-a-week thing. Got to give yourself some time to rest. So, point number 3, consistency is absolutely necessary in training. You can't just go into the gym and do chest and back on Monday, you know, shoulders, arms Tuesday, legs Wednesday, and do that split for the rest of the week. And then the next week, you're doing chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs. You have to stick to one split. Stick to one split. And to make that your split for a 6-month period. After that 6-month period, your muscles are going to get used to that split. That's when you can switch it up. So what I was doing, especially in college, is when I was doing a chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs split. That's 6 days a week. I did that for 6 months, and then I would switch from that split to chest Monday, back Tuesday, shoulders Wednesday, arms Thursday, legs Friday. Then I did a 5-day split. So I would switch that up every 6 months, and you know that's when you're going to start seeing progress. Is when you're picking the workouts that you're going to do in those, you know, regimens, and you are sticking to that. So if I'm doing, you know, a chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs split, I'm going to do, you know, a bench, and I'm going to focus on compound lifts on Monday. And then once I get to chest and back again on Thursday, I'm going to focus more on accessory movements. But I'm going to do that every single week, if that makes sense. So, yeah, like I was saying, consistency is going to be a friend, not just in workouts though, but in the food that you eat and how consistently you eat. So if I'm going to hit you with, oh, you're 155, you should be eating like, you know, 2,600, 3,000 calories a day with 170 grams of protein, you need to be eating that every single day to the T if you want to see any type of growth. And especially with the eating more frequently, that you need to stay consistent with doing so. Because if I hit a day, especially with a fast metabolism like me, if I hit a day where I miss a meal, I'm down like 2 or 3 pounds just because I missed that meal. So yeah, consistency is absolutely key in whatever you're going to do with bodybuilding, whether that be in the training split, whether that be in the workouts that you do in the training split, whether that be the food that you eat, you know, how frequently you eat. Consistency is key. So that's my third talking point. And let's get to the fourth. So, how to calculate what calories, fats, and carbs I should eat. So there's a very useful video out on YouTube, and this is what I follow. It's an exercise scientist, and basically you're gonna take your weight. So for me, it is, let's say, so for me right now, we're gonna do 195. That's how much I weigh, right? So 195, and if I'm going to maintain, or if I just wanna, stay where I am, I'm gonna multiply that by 15. But I wanna bulk, right? And my metabolism is very fast, take that into consideration. So I'm gonna multiply my body weight times 17. That's gonna get me at 3,315 calories a day. And then to calculate the carbs, proteins, fats, I'm gonna take my body weight, 195, and times that by 1.25. Because I want to bulk, right? I wanna get to 220, and I wanna bulk, so I'm gonna multiply my pound per body weight, or it's usually like 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, but I do 1.25 because I wanna grow. So that leaves me at 243 grams of protein per day. And I know it sounds like a lot, but if you're eating 6 times a day, you drink your protein shakes, blah, 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 you'll be able to hit it. It's very simple to hit it. You just gotta be able to fucking eat. So, and the other ones for fats and stuff like that, I have it written down at home, but mainly the thing that you need to focus on is gonna be calories and protein. That's your main focus, especially if you're wanting to grow and everything like that. But basically what I want you to understand is if you wanna lose weight, it's the opposite. So I did 17, right? Because I wanted to gain weight and I wanted to bulk. If I wanted to lose weight, I'm gonna take my body weight, 195, right? Times that by 13, 2,535 calories a day. And I want you to spread that out between 6 meals. Because I want you to understand something, your body works like a vehicle. So if I'm not putting gas in the vehicle's not gonna go anywhere. What happens when I don't put gas in the vehicle, when your body is the vehicle, your body will use your muscle proteins as energy if it does not have the necessary nutrients that it does need. And when that happens, using your muscle protein, I want you to understand your muscle is the one thing that burns fat. Your muscle burns fat, so the more muscle you can have on your body, the more fat you are going to burn off. So if I am not eating frequently, I'm allowing my body to take my muscle proteins away from me, use it as energy, and that's gonna therefore put on more fat to my body because I'm not allowing myself and my muscles to have the necessary nutrients that they need to stay sustained. So that's another thing I want you guys to understand. And let's go to the last talking point. So, especially when I was younger, this is my 5th talking point on the day. You will never, ever, ever look like Chris Bumstead, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, Kevin Levrone, whoever in that space that you are thinking of, a Mr. Olympia, and you would think that you are going to be able to look like them. It is impossible if you do not take performance-enhancing drugs. I just need you to understand that now, because when I was younger, if you're a young guy watching this, I looked at them and I was like, oh man, I'll be able to get there one day. I really want to get there one day. And there is not a shred of work that you could do to get yourself to that level unless you are taking performance-enhancing drugs. And that's just the bottom line. But that's why I do exactly what I do, is because, I still wanted a good physique, and I want to show kids that they don't need to hop on drugs that are going to alter their life for the rest of their life to do so. And, something I want you to understand is get over the fact of an instant gratification. This shit takes time. I've been working for 8 years at this body, and I may not be the biggest, I may not be the strongest, I may not be the fastest, I may not be the best looking, but nobody in this world is going to outwork me, and you have to have the same mentality if you want to do anything in the realm of what I do. But yeah, 5th talking point, you'll never look like CBum unless you're taking steroids. And it's really unfortunate, of course, everybody wants to look like that, you want to have that big body, but at the same time, you can still look very, very good without it. So those are my 5 talking points on the 5 things that I wish I knew before I started lifting. And I really wish somebody would come in and told me this, because at the end of the day, no matter how hard you work and no matter how much food you eat, you're never going to be able to grow to that standard, which you have to create your own standard. And I've created my own standard of where I want to look like, because I feel like I'm in a very good physique right now. I love the way that I look, and I'm so very comfortable with not taking it to the next level, because I don't want to destroy my temple. You know, this is my temple. This is what God gave me, and you know, it's perfect. I don't need to enhance it in any way, shape, or form, and neither do you. So I really do appreciate you guys tuning in. I know the lifting and everything is a little bit different today. I was a little pissed off. I got a phone call about my engine being completely destroyed, so I've got to, you know, my truck's probably going to be in the shop for a month or two, maybe. They're replacing the whole entire engine, but, you know, the thing I'll tell you is, if situations like this are going to arise and life's going to punch you in the face, but is complaining, curling up in a ball and crying about it going to fix it? No. So, you know, just have a good attitude, have a good mentality, and don't let that shit get to you, because no matter how much I want to be really, really mad and really, you know, let this affect me, I'm not going to do so, because being mad about it and being, you know, really, really upset about it is not going to change anything. You know, it's just going to put me in a shitty mood, and, you know, that's basically it. So I kind of leaned off of recording myself a lot for today and just really decided to put all of my pain and anger and, you know, frustration into the weights. And that's why I think fitness is so important, and it really changed my life, because, you know, I was going through a lot of stuff, and being able to go somewhere to use your pain and you know, frustrations as fuel and just get it out, I think it's very important. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you liked the video or you learned something today, I just ask that you like, comment, subscribe. It really does help out the channel. But with all that being said, I will see you guys next time.